From Hollywood, it's Kimmel Live. Tonight, Viola Davis, Adam Scott, and music from Wale. With Leo and the Cleatones. And now, all of a sudden, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not even going to bother getting into who won and who lost. Everyone tried their hardest, and that's all that matters, right? We have some stuff on the NBA Finals in a minute, and we sent comedian Hannibal Buress to the game. He has something funny to share with us. But meanwhile, while these basketball games have been going on, the Chicago Blackhawks last night won the Stanley Cup. Tampa, you wouldn't know they won unless you're from Tampa or Chicago or you live in Canada, but the Blackhawks beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 6 games to win their 3rd cup in 6 years. Did you know that a Canadian team hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 1993? That must drive them insane, because unless it's in the city we're from, we really don't care. The city of Chicago cared, though. A reporter from WGN was up early this morning where he procured this unpolished little gem from a local Hawks fan.
How you feeling today? You're live on the air.
You know how awesome the Hawks are?
They're pretty awesome.
It sounds messed up, but it's true. They got black people loving hockey. Ain't that something?
Hey, you know what? That's something. That is, it might not be turning water into wine, but it's up there. Did you see Donald Trump's big announcement today? Guillermo, did you see Donald Trump's big announcement today?
Yes.
You did? Where did you see it?
In my dressing room.
Oh, you did? Okay. Guillermo has a dressing room, everybody. Well, if you didn't see it, if you just heard about it, I think it's important for history's sake that you see it for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. It can happen.
And we are off to a flying start, folks. What an intro. What an American. 6 flags on stage. He's like a president and an amusement park all rolled up into one. Donald Trump, very confident he could become the only candidate ever to pick himself as a running mate. He could be his own vice president. Donald Trump touted his credentials today in front of a crowd of supporters at Trump Tower in New York. He had a lot to say. He covered everything: China, ISIS, his golf courses, how much money he has. He really did talk about that. He covered every topic imaginable, just like a president should.
They're remaking Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. You can't do that. And now they're making Ghostbusters with only women. What's going on?
It's a great question. What's going on? I don't know about you. I would enjoy a president that weighs in on Ghostbusters every once in a while. Now, a lot of people aren't taking him seriously, but the fact of the matter is, when Donald Trump makes an announcement, people listen because he's shouting. You have no choice but to listen. But Trump finished his speech just as strongly as he started it, with a vision for America that I believe would make our founding fathers stand up in their graves and cheer.
The American dream is dead.
All right, well, it's not exactly hope and change, but it's a slogan. It's a catchy slogan, and I'll tell you something, we'll make a great bumper sticker on the rear of your car. And stick that over the one that says your kid is an honor student. Donald Trump now joins an ever-growing field of Republican candidates. Yesterday in Florida, Jeb Bush, brother of former President George Bush, declared his candidacy, and he did it with gusto, too.
And if I'm elected president, I'll show Congress how that's done.
on a second. Let's run that again in slow motion. And I want you to ask yourself, does this look like a man who wants to be the president? Not to me, it doesn't. That's the face. I don't know. That's the face you make when the waiters at Bennigan's sing you that happy birthday song. All right, enough with the politics. Back to basketball. This is good. You know, a lot of the NBA superstars will get these big commercial endorsement deals with Nike and Gatorade and these big companies, but the guys who aren't superstars can get them too. Now, this is an ad for a local restaurant it's a chain in Ohio called the Brew Garden that features the endorsing gifts of Cleveland Cavaliers center Timofey Mozgov.
Get this weak stock out of here. I'm hungry for the Brew Garden. Fabulous food. Fine spirits, fantastic people. My home away from home, the Brew Garden.
Now hiring both locations.
It's so natural. Really, I tell you, it makes you appreciate Peyton Manning in those Papa John's commercials, doesn't it? By the way, his name, in case you missed it, is Timofey. Timofey with an F. He's Russian. They F everything up, even their names. But I don't know. It wasn't really a statement. I don't know if Timofey is a common name over there, but it isn't here. So we went out on the street and offered people $100 if they could spell Timofey Mozgov, and here's how that went.
Excuse me, sir. I'll give you $100 if you can spell Timofey Mozgov.
No chance.
I'll give you $100 if you can correctly spell NBA player Timofey Mozgov's name.
How do you pronounce?
Timofey Mozgov.
Timofey. T-I-M-O-F or E-A.
So close. I'll give you $100 if you can correctly spell NBA player Timofey Mozgov's name.
All right. Do I gotta spell the whole thing or just the last name?
Whole thing.
T-I-M-O-T-H-Y.
Sorry.
T-I-M-O-F-E-Y. M-A.
So close. I'll give you $100 if you can correctly spell Timofey Mozgov.
Wait. Go.
I'll give you $100 if you can correctly spell NBA player Timofey Mozgov's name. Timofey Mozgov.
Timothy. T-I-M-O-T-H-Y.
Nice try. Don't kill me.
T-I-M-T-H.
Do you want to try?
T-I-M-O-F-E-Y. M-O-Z-G-O-F.
Excuse me. I'll give you $100 if you can spell NBA player Timofey Mozgov.
I'm from Germany. I can't spell any.
I'll give you $100 if you can correctly spell NBA player Timofey Mozgov's name.
T-I-M-O-F-E-Y. Mozgov, M-O-Z-G-O-V.
You did it. Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm a big NBA fan.
Yeah, you are.
We put him in Brew Garden bucks. We have to take a break. When we come back, comedian Hannibal Buress at the NBA Finals with a very, very special report. So stay up. So when our friend, the very funny Hannibal Buress, who has a show called Why with Hannibal Buress, premiering on Comedy Central on July 8th, asked if we could get him a ticket, we said, yes, we can get you a ticket, but in exchange, we need something from you, and this is the something we needed from him.
His name is Hannibal. He's watching basketball.
Hey, what's up? It's Hannibal Buress. I'm here. NBA Finals, Game 5. Oracle Arena. Warriors, Cavaliers. Yeah, I thought I'd be courtside, or at least fifth row, but Jimmy Kimmel's cheap ass got me up in the nosebleeders. What up, Jimmy? You would have let me know about this. I could have just bought tickets in the parking lot. Let's go. Sports. I'm a basketball fan, And just from walking to my seats, I'm sweating more than Brendan Haywood is right now. Because he's chilling, and there's absolutely zero chance Brendan Haywood gets into the game unless Mozgov dies and the other dude dies. Three people have to die from seizures tonight for Brendan Haywood to get in the game. All right, I don't have time for this. I got to catch a connecting flight to my seat.
All right, then.
Later, y'all. I got bad news, Jimmy. One of the Sherpas died on the way up. It's a common problem that happens at this type of altitude. What the f? Why am I going back down right now? Warriors! Yeah! I hate them. Warriors! Is it contractually obligated for everybody that sees a camera here to yell Warriors at it? I was rooting for the Warriors, but now because everybody's yelling at the camera, it makes me want to be a Cavs fan. Stop being obnoxious. Look how close the roof is. If they ask us to raise the roof, then we're going to be the ones doing it. The roof is right there. Finally made it in time for halftime. Jimmy, I'm wore out. They say summiting is the hardest. You need some center court? How do you feel about being so close to the roof? You see how close we are to the roof? We're closer to the roof than we are to the game.
That's so true.
I can Shawshank Redemption out of this right now before I can get to the floor. Jimmy, expect an invoice from my business managers for these garbage-ass chicken strips.
Here we go, boy. That's for you. Oh, yeah. You look very nice, man. Let's go, Warriors. Hey.
Check it out. I got a free hat. That doesn't happen courtside. That only happened all the way in the back.
What a victory here in Game 5 for Golden State.
You know what? Jimmy Kimmel, it wasn't that bad. I will watch it from the back, and I will watch it in a dumbass hat, and I'm okay with that. It was okay watching from all the way in the back. Thank you, Jimmy Kimmel.
You are very welcome, my friend. Thank you, Hannibal Buress. Tonight on the show, we have music from Wale. Adam Scott is here, and we'll be right back with Viola Davis, so stick around.
Portions of Jimmy Kimmel Live are brought to you by Schick Hydro. With a great shave, epic things happen. Check them out at epicbarbershop.com.
Well, hello there. Welcome back. Tonight from the new movie, The Overnight. Adam Scott is here. That is a funny and very weird movie. Also tonight, talented man from our nation's capital. This is his album. It's called The Album About Nothing. Wale from the AT&T stage. Tomorrow night, Bill Hader will be here. Shamik Moore will join us, and we'll have music from Philip Selway. And later this week, Jack Black, Jeffrey Tambor, and music from Fifth Harmony featuring Kid Ink. So please join us for that. Our first guest tonight is a two-time Tony-winning and Oscar and Golden Globe-nominated actress who so far has gotten away with murder once, and she plans to do it again on the big screen alongside Jennifer Lopez in Lila and Eve. It opens at theaters July 17th. Please say hello to Viola Davis. Last time you were here, you weren't actually here. You were on video.
I was in Columbus, Ohio. I was in a blizzard, and I was stuck in the airport in Columbus for 6 hours.
That's a long time to be in any airport.
Yeah, but you know what? I had a little sippy sip. I met Macy Gray's cousin.
Wow.
And I got 10,000 frequent flyer miles on Delta, so, you know.
Really? They gave you frequent flyer miles because of the weather. Well,
and
that's
Macy
all right.
Gray's cousin is in pre-law, and yeah, I met everything.
How did that come up? I'm Macy Gray's cousin. Things like, hello, Miss Davis. I'd like to say hello on behalf of my family, which is led by Macy Gray.
I'm very friendly.
Yeah, maybe a little too friendly, I guess. Did you exchange information? Are you keeping in touch with Macy Gray's cousin?
We did exchange
You did, really? And by exchange, you gave, was it a male or female?
Female. Really cute, by the way.
You gave her yours.
Yeah, I'm like that. You know, I haven't been changed by my celebrity.
Wow, how about that? Have you ever considered, and I was thinking about this today as I was writing down your name, changing the order of the vowels in your name so your name will be Voila Davis?
I have never heard that before.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. You've been up in Toronto, I know, shooting another comic books movie.
Yes, I have.
Now, this one, I'm mostly a Marvel Comics guy, so I don't know I know the main DC Comics characters, but this is called Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yes, and my character is Amanda Waller.
So this, I looked the character up because I was not familiar, and that's not much of a superhero name, to be honest with you.
She's supposed to be one of the main characters, one of the main villains. I don't know.
But a name like, you know, Poison or Spike Lady or something, that's a superhero. Amanda Waller sounds like, you know, maybe your beautician or something. Now, when they told you that they wanted you to play the part, they did not show you this picture, I'm guessing.
No, they showed me the picture, and I actually love the picture, and, you know, I have my battle wounds.
You do already?
Yes.
Are they real battle wounds? Oh, my God, your pinky?
Now, there was, if you get a close-up of it, and there was a big flap of skin that came off, and I can't tell you what I was doing to get this wound, or else I would have to kill you, and I don't know how to get away with murder, and I don't want to be featured on Snap.
Yeah, that's it.
And I split this open too.
Oh, my God, you're lucky to be alive. You almost lost an 18th of your pinky.
That's right.
So it's dangerous, then, shooting this film up there in Canada, is what you're telling us.
Are you trying to get information out of me, Jimmy?
Well, I'm curious to know what's going on, because I know that, like, the Joker is in this.
We're playing sociopaths.
Is Amanda Waller good or bad?
She is a bad ass.
She's a badass on the good team? Okay, like, what would Superman think of Amanda Waller? Would she be on Superman's side?
Oh, no, Superman would quake in his tights.
He would?
Absolutely.
Really?
Do you find that hard to believe just because you're looking at the picture?
It's just that in the picture, her power seems to be juggling keys.
Well, you know what? It's all a ploy.
I see. Now, when do you go back shooting How to Get Away with Murder?
I go back July 15th to shoot How to Get It. So I'm going to be juggling for a while, Suicide Squad and How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, so no summer vacation for you at all.
Yeah, but I love being on a set. I love downtime. I love when they say, Miss Davis, it's going to be 8 hours before we get to you, because then I could take a nap. I could look at cable TV, you know, and I can, you know, partake of the food, too, so I could be more Amanda Waller.
As a mom, that's a nice break, I guess, huh? It's really just whatever gets you away from your children for a brief, sweet period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Are moments that you cherish.
Yeah, when I'm home, I sit in my jacuzzi.
Oh, you do?
I have 2 of them.
Why?
Although I don't use the indoor one as much because I know there's a water shortage in California, and I don't want people to think that I'm using too much water.
You have an indoor... Is the jacuzzi... Now it seems like you're lying. Is the jacuzzi indoor in part of the bathtub, or is this a separate freestanding jacuzzi you have in your home?
It's in the master suite.
In the master suite. And then you go to the one in the back.
And I go to the one in the back. We have Christmas lights. I go out with my pepper spray, my metal pipe, because coyotes. I'm not going down like that.
And those to make sure your husband behaves himself.
Yeah.
You have coyotes that come up to you while you're in the hot tub?
They come in packs.
They do.
You know, and my daughter's always saying, Mommy, how are you going to use your pepper spray and the metal pipe? How are you going to do that? I said, you'll see.
Are your kids scared of the coyote? Is your daughter scared of the coyotes?
No, I tell her exactly what to do. She says, I know exactly what to do, Mommy. She's like, ah! And then they just run.
Is that really what happens? I've come into contact with a coyote, and I've gone, ah, and they just look at me like I'm a
Well, they hide under the cars in our neighborhood.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they do.
Why?
Well, you would have to ask the coyote.
It seems like a dangerous place to hide. It doesn't seem like you have very smart coyotes there.
No.
Although we've learned from the cartoons, coyotes aren't very bright.
I don't care if they're bright or not bright. I'm not going down like that. I got my metal pipe.
Viola Davis is here. Her movie is called Lila and Eve. It comes out July 17th. We'll be right back.
The Jimmy Kimmel Live concert series is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
What makes you think he'll tell us anything? No. What is it? We can't. He won't. Not unless we have to.
If I want to eat my French fries on the way home, I'm gonna.
What are you gonna do? Guess I'll get my Tina on.
That is Viola Davis and Jennifer Lopez in Lila and Eve. It is in theaters and on demand on July 17th. This is a movie with a lot of, well, I'm not going to say too much. Well, I'll leave it to you to tell everyone what is it about. It is about.
They're two women who lose a child. They each lose a child to murder, and they take it into their own hands to seek revenge. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
See, women are clapping.
I know. I know. Women like killing, especially when it comes to...
Have you seen Snapped?
No, I haven't seen Snapped. Is that like Wives with
show.
Knives? Is that like one of those types?
Oh, they
of
have
shows?
more than knives.
What is Snapped about?
It's a show. I think it's on OWN where they profile women who have snapped. They've literally killed people. And they're seemingly normal women. They're school teachers, beauty queens, your wife. And, and then I'm only kidding.
Who did my wife kill?
But it's just seemingly normal women, and then just one day they snap. Usually they kill their lover or their lover's lover. Or
And do we root for the ones who snapped?
No, well, they're real stories, and it's just fascinating. You know, you get some popcorn and some chocolate on a, late Sunday night, and you can watch 5 hours of Snap.
Can I tell you, I'm worried about these shows. I can see that they're increasing in
Everyone
popularity.
knows what the show is.
They're bubbling over, and listen, how can you be comfortable when you see like your wife watching Wives with Knives, knowing there are so many knives in the house just to start with? It seems like
that's why you gotta act right.
I'm being terrorized by my own television. Did you have fun with J-Lo on set?
I had a blast with J-Lo.
You did?
I think she is just the greatest woman.
Do you call her J-Lo?
My God, no.
No.
No, I call her Jennifer.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. My daughter calls her Jennifer Lopez.
I see.
And, yeah, we've been friends since Out of Sight. We just clicked. Two
you guys have known each other for a long time then.
Yeah, that was like my first real big role out of the gate. I thought I was a star, so there you go.
Are you watching the NBA Finals? Have you been watching this series?
I have been.
You have been?
I'm a LeBron fan.
Because of your time in Columbus in the airport? Is that...
No! I just love a great hero story. I just think he's I know this is so girly, but I just think he's a stand-up athlete guy. I think he's a wonderful player. I loved when he left Miami to go to Cleveland, and so I'm rooting for him.
Will you be rooting for him when he leaves Cleveland to go back to Miami?
It's not going to happen, Jimmy. Okay, it's not going to happen.
You're probably right. Well, it's very good to see you. The movie is called Lila and Eve. It opens in theaters and on demand, so you can get it in your hot tub if you want to. On July 17th. Viola Davis, everybody. We'll be right back with Adam Scott.
Portions of Jimmy Kimmel Live are brought to you by Schick Hydro. With a great shave, epic things happen. Check them out at epicbarbershop.com.
From Wally. If you have enjoyed our next guest's television and film work, but have always wanted to see what he looks like without clothes on, I'm happy to say your long wait is over. His very funny new movie, The Overnight, opens Friday. Please say hello to Adam Scott. Very good to see you. And first of all, I want to say that I thought the movie was great. I think you did a really, really great job on it. And I enjoyed seeing you naked. I know some guys were uncomfortable with it, but I loved it.
Well, I think any real man would enjoy seeing me naked.
That's right.
It's been proven time and time again.
In your own personal studies, you found
yes,
this?
I've been doing a 42-year study on this.
So when you are naked on a set, like super naked for long, how many days were you?
We were naked. Jason Schwartzman and I were nude for a good 2 full days.
2 full days?
Yeah.
At a certain point, do you forget that you're...
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry.
Does it just become natural?
Yeah, you know what's weird is that we play these two guys who, we have, Jason Schwartzman and his wife invite us, so Taylor Schilling from Orange is the New Black and they invite us over for a dinner party under the auspices of, let's have our kids play together. Then they talk us into staying and they put the kids to bed and hang out with us. And then, like any good dinner party, eventually the two dudes pull out their penises. So, yeah, Jason and I had to be naked. But the weird thing is that we had these prosthetic penises that we had to attach to our bodies for these scenes. And it was really, like, we were super nervous about it. But then once we got these things on our bodies, we didn't really feel naked. I mean, it's all we had on. So for all intents and purposes, everyone there was seeing exactly what we look like naked. But there's this psychological barrier with this fake penis. So we felt totally at ease and comfortable.
I see.
And we're like just hanging out like at the catering table, snacking. At one point, I just had Jason stir my coffee with his penis.
You're hanging out without actually hanging out, which is nice.
Exactly.
Now, we should explain the reason for the prosthesis wasn't modesty necessarily. It's because it actually, you know, they always say nudity is important to the plot of the film, and that's almost always untrue. That's almost always a lie.
It's never true.
In this case, it is true.
Yes.
Because,
because in the movie, Jason has an enormous dong.
Right.
And I have a very small dong.
When in real life, the opposite is true.
Absolutely, in real life, the opposite. Again, thank you.
Now, you're the producer of the movie, and I was thinking about this as I watched it.
Yeah.
Why, as producer, the guy in charge, the guy who runs the whole thing, did you decide to make yourself the guy with the little one?
I have been asking myself that question now for a full year. It's so weird that I chose this role.
Yeah.
Because I probably could have done either one, but this is the one I choose.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Maybe the element of surprise is something you want?
Or maybe I just wanted to know what it felt like to have a small penis.
And why is it, another thing I'm wondering about, that you should just tell people it's Jason, it's not a prosthesis. I mean, I understand the need to explain why you know, yours is so small in the movie, but there's really, you could just let it fly with Jason, just let him have that.
Absolutely not. There's no way I'm going to let that happen.
You're not going to let that happen, yeah.
No, for all I know, Jason's is even larger, and it was tough for him to.
Are they custom made? You know.
Yeah, we actually had this long email chain where we had to choose the penises for the movie. My wife Naomi and I produced the movie, so it was the two of us on this email chain. Mark Duplass, who also produced Patrick, the director, and then the guy that was making the prosthetics.
You had a little choose your own penis party.
Yeah, they had all these photos of penises with iPhones next to them for scale, so we could. And then once he sent out one with the picture of what was going to be the small penis next to the phone, and everyone was like, yeah, that looks pretty small. And Mark and I were like, whoa, wait a second, that's the small one? Yeah, sure, that's the small one. And we suddenly just felt like, what's been happening with my life and my penis?
It must be like this iPhone 6S, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely not the 6 Plus.
Will your children see this film? How old are the kids now?
6 and 8.
6 and 8.
So yeah, they'll definitely see it.
Yeah, they'll see it, yeah.
No, they will not. I will never, ever let them see this.
Do you ever think about that? I mean, because especially if they know you don't want them to see it, they will see it.
They'll be able to see whatever they want. There's no way I can control it. Like when I was a kid, the movies, there were no penis movies available.
Hold on, let me think.
Actually, you know what? There were.
Porky's, although we didn't really,
was Porky's the one with the popcorn in the lap with the penis in the popcorn? Or Diner?
No, that was
Diner.
No, yeah, that was Diner. Yeah. Porky's was through the wall of the gym, and the woman came up and pulled on it real hard.
Right.
Yeah,
like foot up against the wall, pulling on the penis.
Like a Stretch Armstrong doll.
That's right.
You remember those?
That's right.
When you were a kid, what movies were you crazy about? Was there one?
Well, Star Wars. I mean, it was the 80s, so I was just a Star Wars fanatic as a kid.
Even though the first Star Wars was in the 70s when I was like 10 years old or something like that.
I think by the time I was like in the second grade, Empire Strikes Back was coming out, so it was like I was right in the prime age.
Have you met any of the cast of Star Wars?
No, but I did for my second grade birthday party or 8th birthday party. I invited Mark Hamill to my birthday party.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote him a letter and gave it to my mom, so that's me inviting Mark Hamill to my birthday party. And I kind of like, I told all my friends, like, you know, you should come to my party, just because, I mean, Luke Skywalker will probably be there. So I don't do what you want, but, you know, this is happening.
Was it a crushing disappointment?
Yeah, it was a total bummer.
Well, that's
I didn't understand that those things probably won't happen.
Well, I bet it would happen now if you wanted him to.
Well, I saw one day on Twitter he was answering fan questions, so I asked him, why didn't you show up to my second grade birthday party? Not expecting a response or anything, and he responded saying, "Is it too late to RSVP?" And I got I got choked up. It was a real, like, I lost my mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was It was crazy that he thank you for the awe. I agree.
And yet you did not invite him to your birthday party, did you?
No.
Isn't it funny how things go?
Yeah.
Han Solo? No invitation?
I actually I've never met him, but I did see Harrison Ford once on the street, and he saw me, and I think his calculation was, okay, this is a few years ago, he was like, there's a guy in his late 30s, I probably mean a tremendous amount to him, so I'll give him this nod, and he'll have this nod with him for the rest of his days. So he did. He gave me this, like... And I lost my mind.
Well, clearly the force is with you.
Yeah.
Adam Scott, go see his movie. It's called The Overnight. It opens Friday. We'll be right back with Wale.
The Jimmy Kimmel Live Concert Series is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world. The Jimmy Kimmel Live Concert Series is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Thanks to Viola Davis, thanks to Adam Scott, thanks to Hannibal Buress. Apologies to Matt Damon. We did run out of time for him. Nightline is next, but first, this is the album about nothing. Here with the song The Girls on Drugs, Wale.
Do you know what type of women I've been dealing with? Hey. Clap. 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 Many niggas ain't serious. Do you know what type of women I've been dealing with? Hey. I used to pop blues from a little chick. I call it boo cause the real one I'm a kid. I use an Uber to school me to SLS. But you expect a little groupie to see my crib? Many niggas ain't serious. Do you know what type of women I've been dealing with? She tried to tell me I was wrong, make her get a rush. Usually she's been steady until she fell in love. Tell me that little buzz just make her think a lot. I tell her nah, you lying cause you don't eat enough. Oh no, these women ain't serious. Sprinkle a little something up in the lips. Dizzy your friends, tell her to get a grip. Y'all ready? I'm trying to give me a real woman and take out. Turn up, go. Girls on drugs. We about to go. We about to go there. We about to go there. She dispersed by the handful. Hey, Coco make her go up. Nothing Papa Zan when she laying low. Hard to pray, hard to pray. We at the Grammys turn, and then the stars is fake. He told me, oh my God, I'm on the moon. I'm my particular moon. What's up? You know the shout to the wet. Politicians living it on the rim. My position to get it to little kids. Not official unless I'm giving them authentic. We all living with small demons. We all skin in the soul. Similar broads when it's in they bargain. That I'm dealing with. The really insecure ones look good as shit. Never fill a void of a little pill. Little shot, she shot with a lick spill. It's hard to feel alive when you feeling dead is out. The limelight is so real. Let me tell you about the woman that I'm chilling with. She told me nobody love her, so she cut her wrist. Not enough for the hospital, but cut it close. She wanna get hot, cause she be feeling low. Told me, pull me your vibe, pill a little smoke. Sometimes I'm inside, and no one never know. Girls on a drug. Work it. Take it there, nigga. Take it there. Take it there. Take it there. ABC, don't forget me, Grammy time. Pills on some. Say what? But they still need